There are parts of your life that no longer exist, not in photographs, not in memory, not even in fragments, entire years, gone. If you try to remember your first birthday, you can't. Your second, nothing. Even your third is barely there, if at all. And yet you were alive. You were thinking, feeling, learning faster than you ever would again. You saw the world for the first time. You heard voices without knowing what they meant. You felt fear without understanding why. And all of it, every second, was recorded, only to be erased. Most people believe this is normal. They say, you were too young. Your brain wasn't developed. It just didn't stick. But that explanation is comforting. And like most comforting explanations, it isn't true, because the truth is far more disturbing. You didn't fail to remember your early life. Your brain chose to delete it. In the 1980s, a quiet experiment challenged everything we thought we knew about memory. A psychologist named Carolyn Rovi Collier designed a simple test. No advanced machines, no complex technology, just a baby, a ribbon, and a moving object. The setup was almost deceptively simple. A ribbon was tied to a baby's ankle and connected to a mobile hanging above a crib. At first, the baby moved randomly, small kicks, uncoordinated motions. But then, something changed. The baby began to notice something. A connection. Kick, and the mobile moves. Kick again, it moves again. What started as randomness became intention. The baby wasn't just reacting anymore. It was learning. And then came the real test. Days later, the baby was brought back. Same crib, same mobile. But this time, no ribbon, no connection, no reason for the mobile to move. And yet, the moment the baby saw it, it kicked. Immediately, repeatedly, as if expecting the world to respond. Because at some point, it had learned that it would, which means something undeniable. That memory still existed, stored somewhere in the brain. Recognizable, accessible, even after days. So now we're left with a problem, a contradiction. If a baby can form memories, if those memories can last, if they can be recalled, then why can't you remember them now? Where did they go? For years, scientists didn't have an answer until a theory emerged that changed everything. In 2014, researchers Sheena Jocelyn and Paul Franklin proposed something deeply counterintuitive. The more your brain grows, the more it forgets. At first, it sounds impossible. Growth should improve memory, not destroy it. But inside your brain, something unusual is happening. A structure called the hippocampus is responsible for forming new memories. In adults, it works in a relatively stable way. But in infants, it behaves differently. It's not stable. It's explosive. New neurons are being created at an incredible rate, faster than at any other time in your life. This process is called neurogenesis, and it's essential. Without it, you wouldn't develop language. You wouldn't learn patterns. You wouldn't adapt to the world. But it comes at a cost, because memories are not abstract. They are physical. They exist as networks of neurons, connected in precise patterns. When you remember something, you are reactivating that pattern. But when new neurons flood the system, those patterns become unstable. Connections shift. Structures weaken. Old pathways are overwritten by new ones. Imagine building a city while constantly demolishing its foundations. Streets are replaced before they're finished. Buildings collapse as new ones rise. The layout keeps changing. Nothing stays long enough to become permanent. That is your brain in early childhood, not a library storing memories, but a construction site rewriting itself in real time. And in that process, your earliest memories don't survive. But even this isn't the full explanation, because there's another requirement for memory, one that's easy to overlook. To remember something, you need a sense of self, a stable identity, a you that experiences the moment and carries it forward. Without that, there is no anchor, no continuity, no story. Scientists test this using something known as the mirror test. A small mark is placed on the child's face without their knowledge. Then they're placed in front of a mirror. If they recognize themselves, they reach for the mark, not the reflection themselves. This moment signals self-awareness, the understanding that is me. But most children fail this test until around 18 months old. Before that point, they don't recognize their reflection. They don't understand the concept of self, which leads to a disturbing conclusion. Before that age, 3